Okay, hi guys. I thought it was about time I make a video. I've been tagged and I need to do a video response for that, and also need to do an unboxing. So I've been really slack the last few weeks. I haven't done much because I haven't been the best of health, and I've done a few hours at work but not enough, so I've also been low on funds, which is kind of annoying, but I really do need to get all this stuff sorted. Hold on a second. Hello? Okay, sorry about that guys. Got interrupted by work. Yeah, so I've forgotten what I was saying there. Yeah, things have been a bit hectic or chaotic or non-existent depending on your point of view, but yeah, I've not been exactly the best of health in the last few weeks, but I wanted to get this this tag done. It is your worst knife tag. So I'm going to be doing that for you tonight, and I'm also going to be doing an unpacking or unwrapping or unbagging or untubing. I got some stingray skin. I bought some stingray skin off a guy, and yeah, I'll be unboxing that for you. So let me get set up here and I'll get back to you guys shortly. Okay, let's get this tag done. A trusty toolbox, which does not have tools in it as the general public would know it, but instead has my sorts of tools. So let's get to it. The tag is what is my worst knife? Now, I was tagged by Aussie Mark, who was tagged by someone else, who was tagged by someone else, and so on and so on. It's probably one of the worst tags I've ever done. Nothing personal to you, Mark, but my worst knife. I've got knives of all shapes and sizes for all uses, and the problem is I could not think of any knife that I'll classify as being bad. So I'm just gonna pull them out now. And it just keeps going. Oh God. needs a bit of a clean. It's got a couple of specks of rust on it. I was using this at my last camping trip, so. Just so you all know, it is about 20 past 2 a.m. These are some folding knives that don't see the light of day very often, only because I haven't got a display case yet. Here's the first knife I ever made. This travelled around the world, this one did. My experimental steel flint knife. This is not genuine knife steel. This is what you classify as the stainless sort of steel that they use for cutlery. So it's genuine stainless steel, but it's not a knife steel. Gotta excuse the voices in the background, that's the work radio. Another halter's full. And it keeps going. There's also another knife I made a long time ago. This is the sister knife to the one that Sepp has. That skinning knife Sepp that you have, this is the sister knife to it. Gerber small combat folder, Applegate and Fairbairn, first production run. So one day this knife will be worth a bit of money, I reckon. And it sits in the belt loop of this, its big brother. The combat folder. And here's the other Franklin Mint knife. yeah. Columbia River Knife and Tool Desert Cruiser. I don't have very many combat knives, but these are definitely 3 good ones. See what else we've got. Even though this was an experiment, it's been sandblasted. As you can see, there's the original steel back here. It's been sandblasted. Sort of like a reverse Tanto, I guess. It's still not a bad knife. Kershaw, oh god, can't remember what model this is. It did have a dagger blade to it. It was even on both sides, but because of our knife laws, double-edged knives are illegal. So what I did was I blunt that end, that side, and curved the other side up a bit, make it look more like a normal sort of knife, and it also makes it a legal knife to use here in Australia. It's a small sword, peasant knife, with, fixed handle, that was given by Kylie in New Zealand. So that's pretty cool. They'll always remain in my collection. I think I might make a leather sheath for it though, because I don't trust this Kydex. Because it's just, depending how it goes in, it sometimes catches on the Kydex. What else? Yep. It's a Pocket Bushman. It's a monster of a folding knife, made by Cole Steel. Oh, shut up! Bloody trucks. I'll tell you one thing though, I've used this out in the field, and this is probably the worst handle of any knife I've ever held in my life. So I'd have to say this is definitely up there as a bad knife. And it's ingenious way of closing it. It's hard to open single-handed like that. You really got to apply some pressure. So it is a two-handed opening. But to close it, you've got to pull that back and then push this down at the same time. Which, if your hands are greasy or dirty or wet or something like that, you know, you can easily slip, because you have to apply quite a bit of force to pull this. So, handle-wise, this is very uncomfortable. Now, hang on a sec guys, there's a truck coming. Okay, where was I? Okay, the Pocket Bushman. Most uncomfortable knife I've ever used to hold. because the steel of the handle just uncomfortable, just cuts into you. So I'll leave this one out. Yep. My Leatherman Mutt. Unbelievable tool. Very heavy. Probably, well, it feels twice the weight of my Leatherman Wave. A fishing knife. For scaling fish and filleting the filleting the fish. Made in Japan. Okay. Little gentleman's pocket knife. Oops. It is a Camillus. Camillus, New York, USA. It's got number 72 stamped on the side with the blade. Now I know there is a way of I think if you go to Camillus website, something like that, you can actually figure out how to identify it. There's a little sheath I made for it. And another truck. 2 hours leading up to this, there was no trucks. Okay, the next one. This is just some cheap knife that I bought at a pawnbroker's for a few dollars. It's a Fury brand. Had a funny shaped blade, which I planned on making that sort of like a hook, but that was many years ago. I tried to do that without the right tools, so I failed miserably. It's not the best folder. For some people, some of my friends who have seen it really like it, and others think it's stupid. Yeah, that stays. And okay, in the toolbox I've got another one here. This is got to be my smallest fixed blade. There you go. Like a Bowie, small fixed blade Bowie with a keyring sheath. Now, oops. So I'll make sure I didn't just drop the one. Last thing I want to do is go home and leave a knife behind. Okay. Oh, that's the one that fell out. This is my Kershaw Canyon inspired folder. Model 1470. I think that's correct. Now, I love this knife. I love all Canyon designs or Canyon knives. Just a sweeping blade. Yeah, I just love it. In the same sheath as that is my first ever Kershaw knife that I bought when I was a teenager. It's my Kershaw Coral Creek, and those little teeth, I actually put them in there myself. Okay, here I've got my Opinel. This is the Opinel number 4. Again, excellent quality knives. Carbon steel, easy to sharpen, easy to use, and a very good lock on them. And with this one, I cannot remember where I got this from. I've had it for years. Now at first it looks like a flick knife, but it's not, because as you see there's no button, and also you don't get flick knives in Australia because of our laws. This is a manually opening stiletto knife. This has no locking mechanism on it whatsoever. It's a friction folder. But it's a very fine, dainty knife. It is made by Nieto in Spain. 440C stainless steel, aluminium handle scales, and makes a really good cheese knife. I know that for a fact because I've used it as a cheese knife. Okay. Right, the truck that just came in is about to leave. Another small gentleman's folder. Now the handle scales do need polishing. They're actually stainless silver. Not sure if you can see the hole marks right there. Again, another knife I've had for so many years, I have lost count when I got it. Yeah, battery's flashing at me. Hang on a second guys, I'll be right back. Okay, one knife that I've had as far back as I remember. I think I was about, I don't know, I'm guessing probably 6 or 8 when I got this. I have no idea what brand it is. It's just a small friction pocket knife. So this is my very first knife. Probably traded it for something. Okay, a little stainless steel folding knife. Some people call these money clip knives because you can actually use it as a money clip. But this is a chisel grind. Flat on one side, angled on the other. Now, when I was living in London, I went down to my local supermarket to do some shopping. Now, I grabbed a trolley, pulled the trolley out of the rack, and in it I found a bum bag, or what they call a fanny pack over in the US. And in it was a bag of weed, a bag of marijuana, which I promptly opened up and scattered in the gutter, because I do not do drugs, guys, and I do not, I never have done drugs. I'm on medication right now for my back problem, but yeah, that's a different story. But also in the bag was this, and this is a Mueller, also Spanish made, stainless steel blade. I think it's polished aluminium scales. Sorry, polished aluminium liner with some sort of dark laminated wood as scales. The wood's got some like sort of a luminescent sort of look to it, as you can see right there. Nice colour. And these grooves right here actually make it quite a comfortable knife to use. And it's a lock on the back. So again, nice find. I figured if the person was using drugs, the last thing they need is a knife. So I thought, yep, I'll keep that one. Give it a good home. Done that one, so next one is my Leatherman knife. Leatherman. Rubberized handles. You can turn around and you can open, and you have a carabiner, which is also a bottle opener. Now there's two methods of opening this. There's the thumb stud just there, so you can open it like that, line a lock, or there's a little flipper here. So just there. So a Leatherman pocket knife. Now, last but not least, actually no, wait, I've got two more, I think. No, sorry, I've got 5 more left. Okay, this was a gift from a friend in Reno. I believe it was for my birthday. Was it for my birthday? I can't remember now, it was that long ago. So thank you very much, Jenna. I still have this knife. I like it a lot. It has a lot of style. There's micarta handle scales at the back. Black micarta scales. A nice deep pocket clip. As you can see, it rides up high, so that when the blade is actually closed, it sits flush. So that makes it ride deep in the actual pocket. Nice little thumb stud and a very smooth action. And as you see by the brand name, it is a Browning. And a very sharp sort of upward sweep on this point. Sort of like an anodized type of silvery grey finish on the front. And it's very stylish. Jenna has got good taste in knives. Can't even hear it. Only the click of the liner lock. The action is that smooth. Okay, thank you very much, Jenna. I love it. Now, I doubt very much that these next two classify as knives. I think I got this from like a $2 shop somewhere. Obviously made in India or Pakistan or some place like that. I don't even know what the blade is coated with. I've never sharpened it because I know for a fact I'll never use it. But the rest of it's made of brass. That may even be fully brass. I don't know, or maybe brass coated or something. Comes with a little keyring chain. And we've got this little keyring. Now, believe it or not, technically speaking, this is illegal in Australia because it's a butterfly knife, a balisong. Even though it is as small as it is, can't even swing the damn thing, hang on. Okay. So small you can't even get a grip on it. Yeah, piece of junk. You know what? I think this may have just won for the worst knife that I own. Cheap piece of junk made in China. So that goes with the other two. Then I have my little pocket keyring size Swiss Army knife. My Victorinox. It's got to be a tiny, tiny blade. Look at that. And next to the blade is a nail file. It's nothing on the back. It's a nail file on this side. On the other side I've got a, hang on, probably the smallest pair of scissors I've ever seen. And the original toothpick that it came with, and a replacement pair of tweezers. These aren't exactly the ones for this because it's a little big, as you see. Just there. So that goes back as a half decent knife. Okay. Last but not least, a carabiner. This was a National Geographic special. I do believe it's designed for mountain climbers or rock climbers to clip onto their harness. This is non-load bearing, as you can probably just make out in the text there, down here. No, probably not. But at the top here it has a little flathead screwdriver, and on the other side it has a Phillips head screwdriver. Down the other end it has a all-important bottle opener. And then the main tool is blade with a liner lock. So quite functional, I'd say. I definitely use that lock because the spring on this is quite weak, as you see. It doesn't snap back into place. So this can go on the outside of a pack, but definitely lock it. Okay. Okay, so I narrowed it down to this one, and this one. And I would have to say, without a doubt, as horrible as this one is to actually use, it's not the worst knife I have. As ugly as this one is, and as useless as it is, because, well, I just find it, well, useless. No, this one, not the worst knife I've got. Yes, this is the worst knife I have. But, again, does it even classify as a knife? What do you guys reckon? I don't think this would even classify as a knife. I could just blunt the edge and then make it into like a, I don't know, a nail pick, so you can clean dirt out from underneath your nails. So as far as knives go, this is a dismal failure. But of all the other ones, this one's, nah. This is one that I would least like to use, simply because of the handle. It's a shame, Cold Steel, because the idea behind is quite good. A Bushman type of camping knife, which is folder, so that, you know, it's smaller when it's closed, but still a large knife when it's open. But it's just so horrible to use in your hand. You need gloves to use this without having to worry about getting blisters. So I'd say these two are probably the worst knives I've got. So there you have it, a long-winded way of showing off my worst knives, or my worst knife, or my worst knife. So I hope you enjoyed this. Coming up next, an unboxing. This right here.